My name's Deanne Ackerson, and I'm a co-founder of Kindred Bravely. My husband and I started Kindred Bravely 6 years ago when I was breastfeeding our 1-year-old, and I couldn't find the perfect pair of nursing pajamas. So, long story short, we decided to make our own, and we launched Kindred Bravely, which we now sell more than just maternity pajamas. We sell all kinds of intimates and things to make nursing and expectant moms' lives easier. So I met Jim about 3 years ago, but my husband Garrett had known Jim for many years. So we've probably known him for 10. But I became part of his Vistage group 3 years ago because I was pretty new to this thing called business. You see, I was a high school math teacher and I only got into business because I needed a pair of nursing pajamas. And turns out I needed a lot of new business skills along the way to assist in the growth of our company. So when I met Jim, I didn't even know how to read an income statement, or he taught me so much about just basic business knowledge. In our first meeting, he talked about a 13-week forward-looking cash flow statement. And my mind was blown that people were like thinking that far ahead. Like 13 weeks sounded like a long time. But now we have a 20-week forward-looking cash flow statement, which has saved our butts on more than one occasion. And if it weren't for Jim, I don't think we would have ever instituted the practice of even watching our cash. And it probably would have gone out of business back in 2018 when we hit some hiccups. But Jim has like a way of knowing what's happening in your business by asking a few questions. I think it's just people have their passions, the things that they have put in their 10,000 hours and that they're really good at. And Jim is really good at business. He knows what kind of questions to ask you to really like figure out what's going on. Like I remember coming to one Vistage meeting and I said, "Oh, like things are not looking good. We've had an unprofitable month, and I think it's because we bought too much inventory." And like he looked at me and he said, "Deanne, like inventory and being unprofitable are both problems, but they're not related. Too much inventory is a balance sheet problem, and being unprofitable is a P&L problem." And like I didn't even understand the basic mechanics of how business worked. And he was able to like walk alongside me and help me figure things out until I was smart enough to hire people that actually know these things better than I do now. So all the while, I never felt stupid or crazy for not knowing the things that I didn't know yet. You know, Jim is very gentle. He understood where I was and where I was going and basically gave me enough of what I needed at that moment, you know, to kind of work through exactly what I needed and then a little bit more for ahead. So he's able to relate to people on many different levels of business. Like, I don't think there's a certain person who wouldn't get value from having a relationship with Jim. So now, I mean, our company, it's grown a ton in the last 3 years since I've known and been working with Jim. We have like 57 employees now. I don't know how many we had 3 years ago, probably like 20. We've been on Inc.com's list of 5,000 fastest growing companies for the last 2 years. And things are like going ahead. Like we're figuring things out, and we're still figuring things out as we go. And he still gives great advice all along the way. So I really can't say enough good things about him. He's trustworthy, reliable, knows his stuff, and one of the people that you want on your resource team or to be on your board of directors until you're big enough to have a board of directors. And then I'd probably still want him there privately.